folks, welcome to Frater versus Retro, and I'm your host, Gregory Peck, at least in the interim. Frater has aged seen pretty good in the last show, but the guys in the white coats took him back to the metal ward because he was still kind of, the medicine was helping him, but man, he kept talking about all this stuff, and it was like, I went, oh, he's not well. Okay, they're helping him out. He's sent me another thing of Action 52. He's coming back. You know how these things are. I hope that, they got him on the medication and stuff. You know, uh, so we got a dilemma at the studio. We got Don Matrick running our studio. I don't know why this is happening. I asked help from Microsoft because I want you people at home understand here. We got a dilemma here. Our show's falling apart. Peter Graves fell into deep mental illness, and he's got the medication you saw yesterday really helped him. He's just back to normal, and but what happens if he falls off the wagon and you see some of the stuff he was doing. He was absolutely loony. He was absolutely uncontrollable. Turning our studio into the British Parliament and a honky-tonk bar and who knows what else. And then you got Poogapi Adams, and Poogapi Adams just follows along like a little dog, like he loves crazy stuff. It's like make believe. Like, hey, yeah, I'm part of a captain's boat. It's not a captain's boat. It's a double wide hosting a show from Crackton, Ohio. There's no magic here. There's no magic, Pooh Guppy. And it's like a. And so then I got a guy who is generally our host, who's the man who controls everything. Frater is the last sane man. He's literally what they call in old classic comedy a straight man. He's the guy who keeps the ship afloat. Well, he cracked during the E3 presentation because of Don Matrick. Don Matrick drove him insane. I don't blame him. Don Matrick was saying some stuff. It's not. Now we got Don Matrick on the show controlling everything. Is it just going to be me and Don Matrick hosting the show? That's really sad. I don't think that's my intention. Okay, we'll go to the segment with Frater in Action 52. Should I really be having him do that game in his mental state? A part of me says yes. Okay, let's just do it. This is Frater versus Retro, this is Action 52, and we are playing Micro Mike. I'll let you know that the mental ward has been giving me sippy cups of Kool-Aid. It tastes great, they really treat you well here in this place. I imagine Peter Graves had a fun time here. So Micro Mike is like a little penis or something. I guess that's the whole point. Micro Mike, a little tiny penis, and he's fighting against bigger, bigger, So Micro Dash Mike is fighting like that or Klingons or something, but they look like something else. There's a lot of them on the screen. I don't think this is very good for my brain. This is not very good for my brain. And it's glitching out. It's really glitching out like pretty bad. It can't really handle itself here. About Micro Mike here. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what happened there. This game is really. It's funny. It's because it's like really going probably too fast for the Nintendo to handle. Nintendo isn't exactly like it's like the Sega Genesis or something. You can't exactly do a lot of speed. I mean, I think I understand what they were trying to do with this, but it's Action 52, and it's just garbage. Okay, folks. Okay, folks. Well, that was Micro Mike that Frater H was playing. that was some bad stuff. I could see Nintendo couldn't handle it, and clearly it's about a small tallywhacker. It's that's really some sick stuff, guys. Okay, so we really don't know what we're heading into now with the show. Now that Don Matrix in control. I guess I'm heading to the studio, and oh boy, here comes Peter Graves. Oh great, what's going on now? Hey, hey, Gregory Peck, Gregory. Oh, what is it? You gotta get to the studio. Oh wow. All right, let's get to the studio. Oh boy, oh no. Uh, Graves, Graves, why is there a wrestling ring outside the studio? I don't know. I just know that. Well, hello there. This is Frater H Pro Wrestling. We're here with our main event, which is Pukapi Adams versus Gregory Peck. And I'm here doing a commentary with Don Matrick. Don Matrick here. Yeah, okay, hi. How's it going here, Frater H? This is really some great stuff. This is what I'm talking about here. We could talk about playing, we can have TV, and we can just have TV. We can, I won't, you're really seeing things from my point of view. I really like that. Oh no! No, no, no! This is terrible. Apparently, you're going to be taking on Pukapi Adams. Hi. He's kind of a nutcase. Yeah, I am the champion. I have the big gold belt. I am the Pukapi Adams of Crackton, Ohio. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don Matrick, tell me about the statistics here of these two amazing competitors.
Well, actually, here I think Greg Pick is a dickhead, but I think Pugapi Adams is a very consistent part of the process of the Xbox. And see, you guys are all processes. You're all apps of the Xbox brand. And so what I'm gonna do is that well, first off, here, if Gregory Peck, I see he doesn't want to get in the ring. Well, it's okay because I got trained guards here with tasers. Ow, 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 ow! They're making me get in the ring. Graves, Graves, call Dr. Quimby. I'm calling. Okay. So now we know, Frater, we got our show going here. Yeah, I know we got a good turnout of no people. This is some of the best turnout of no people I've ever seen here at the Saturngrad Arena. A Saturngrad Arena? We've never had a Saturngrad Arena. What is going on? No, Frater, no. Okay, you're gonna get it, buddy. That's when Pukapi Abs runs wild on you. Oh no! Oh, Frater, you know how crazy people are. You don't know they got crazy person strength. I'm a tough guy. I'm Gregory Peck. I can handle a lot, but I don't know. Uh, so in the beginning of the ring here, the two have locked up. They have locked up. Pukapi Adams has put Gregory Peck in a headlock. And it's like we mentioned, Don. We mentioned about the crazy man strength here. Yeah, that's right, Frater. So, see, basically what it is with crazy people, they have amazing strength. You can have a crazy person literally go nuts and flip a car over. I mean, Gregory Peck has a logical, amazing strength. But you need to understand here is it's uncertain. It's uncertain what he can do with Pukapi Adams. Oh, amazing. Okay, Gregory Peck is like reversed out of that into a hammerlock. He has just thrown Pugapi into the turnbuckles and now has drop kicked him. Okay, that's very smart stuff here. Pugapi's, of course, shaking his head a little bit. And then, of course, they have dashed off the ropes, did a leapfrog. And of course, Pugapi has given a big boot to Gregory Peck. And Gregory Peck has been thrown outside the ring. And apparently, our security is apparently it's a lumberjack match. Very much in demand nowadays. And now they are using tasers to get Gregory Peck back in the ring. Okay, I'll fight the lunatic. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is terrible. Gregory Peck. Although Gregory Peck's a tough person, I'd never seen him fight Pugapi Adams before. We don't know what to expect at that. Oh no. Okay, so now Pugapi Adams has got him in a front headlock, and he is just putting him into an arm lock, and he's really wearing down Gregory Peck. And referee is asking Gregory Peck, "Do you want to quit? Do you want to quit?" And of course, Gregory Peck is telling him off, and could be a little more polite about that, don't you think, Don Matrick? It's really important to be polite and be submissive to the system. Frater is. I strongly agree. Yeah. Wilbur agrees too. Yeah. Wilbur agrees too. That too, Mr. Matrick. Yeah, Wilbur's a very important process to the Xbox system here with the Kinect, and yeah, I love the Kinect. I love shoving up. Okay, okay, so now basically, Gregory Peck is rallying. He's getting the crowd's attention. Crowd's attention of no people, but apparently it's working. It's really helping him. He's done 2 shots to Pugapi Adams. Pugapi Adams has released the hold. He's jumped off the ropes. Gregory Peck has now done a fireman's carry on Pugapi Adams. That's a real surprise. And now Pugapi Adams gets up and rallies up. He said that's that crazy man strength we talked about. He's picked up and body slammed Gregory. Oh, it hurts a lot more than it looks like on TV. And now, Pugapi Adams has put him into a leg lace, a leg hold, and it like, oh no, not the leg, not the leg. And it's like now he's working that leg over. He's dragged it in the corner. He's jumping on the leg, and Don Matrick, that must just hurt. That just must hurt like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, I gotta actually admit, that's pretty nasty stuff. But that's what you got to do. You take it out that kicker there, and you can't do much. Oh no, Pugapi's got him now in like a Dory Funk Jr. style toe hold. And this is very painful stuff here, folks. Gregory is trying to reach for the ropes. Now, generally in wrestling, you're not supposed to grab the rope with both hands. So the referee's just kicked his hand. Oh, you bastard! You bastard! You can't do that to me. I'm Gregory Peck. Oh, I don't give up. I don't give up. Okay, so he says, okay, he's done the proper thing now. He's grabbed the rope now with one hand. You have to grab with one hand. Don't ask me why that is. Don't grab the rope with both hands, okay? It's just, we have weird referees. So referee's gotten Pugapi to break the hold, and now, Gregory's got a little bit of a limp there from that. Then you would, very obviously, you would have the limp. So then, and then Pugapi Adams is jumping off the ropes. He's charged at Gregory Peck, trying to do like a stinger splash or something, and Gregory Peck has got out of the way. Pugapi has hit his head on the post by accident. He jumped way too high, Don Matrick. Yeah, I don't know why you're thinking right there. So now, basically, Gregory Peck has he's rolled him up 1, 2,
3. Hey, Gregor Peck's beating Pook Uppy Adams. Oh no, I lost. Oh no, I lost the belt to Gregory Peck. I won the title. I won the title. Yay! And okay, Graves, the metal wards here, they're probably gonna give Frater that medicine he needs so we can do the game and stuff. And that Don Matrick guy, he's got all kinds of security robots around us, so we can't really take care of him, if you know what I mean. I know it's gonna be really a tough summer. It's gonna be really tough, Graves. Let's get to the game. Okay, folks, we're doing the game now. I'm feeling all good now. They gave me the happy stuff, the happy stuff, kind of calms you down, Don't know what that was back there, Uh, I am tired, Frater. That was a good wrestling match. Pukapi Adams, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting him just to be like all like Clubber Lang there, and it was like a professional pro wrestling match. Yeah, it was very good. Can't remember much about it. No, don't worry about it. I said the medicine. The medicine helped you out there. That's all that matters. Okay, so trying to get my bearings here before heading out to do more of the main quest. And really things had been going very well up to this point. Like usually, Moriarty, I usually don't have the speech to convince Moriarty to tell me where the character's father is to continue on the story. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times what ends up happening is you just end up being like kind of confused about stuff. And yeah, this game, I mean, it's so deep, but also you got to know what to put your skills into. Well, yeah, I mean, like for example, with bartering, I never put anything in the net because that doesn't mean anything out on the wasteland when you're fighting and stuff. And but at the same time, like maintenance and science and skill and intelligence, all that stuff is very important. It's like stuff like that wouldn't mean anything in Oblivion or Morrowind, but it means everything when you're dealing with a game that deals with the future and science and things like that. You want to be ahead of that stuff. That's true. And the only downside is sometimes, yeah, you get a little lost. And there is warning that eventually in one of these clips, I don't know. Well, at least you keep upgrading your equipment. That's the real advantage, Like one of the things that's nice in games is when they allow you at any level to have a specific weapon. You know, I understand. They don't allow you to have the Brotherhood of Steel armor unless you've been trained in it, which is understandable. I mean, there's going to be some things you're just not going to have access to, but I think the best games like this in the New Vegas is when you find a weapon, even as advanced, and you're maybe like only like level 5 or whatever, that actually in reality, that, you think about it for the time, I mean, it's, capturing a whole city like this, I mean, that takes a lot of time. Yeah, well, it does take a lot of time, Gregory Peck, to put so much detail into things. So this nail board, like I mentioned, Gregory Peck in the last show, that you gotta have as much stuff in your inventory as you can because you never know when something you're using as your main weapon just doesn't work anymore. I mean, you run out of ammo. Or an enemy just simply it's just not damaging them, so you have to take an alternative route. Or maybe look, ammo is an important thing. There's a lot of it, but there may be times where there isn't a lot of it, and that's where having like this nail board
comes in comes in real handy actually. I remember in Fallout New Vegas, I watched a guy that he went all fists. He went for boxing and fists, and that was absolutely amazing because he did it. And you know that you could actually do that in this game. Can you do that in Oblivion? I think there is a skill that allows you to do that. Yeah, like a hand to hand skill, melee hand to hand skill. Um, but um, yeah. So little by little, I'm trying to head towards. It's a what this is going to lead to. Gregory Peck is leading to a. It's leading to into the middle of Washington D.C. So then you really got to be careful. You the good news is there's lots of Brotherhood of Steel around, so you don't have to worry too much. But there will be times where you have to take an alternative path because simply you may not be leveled up enough to handle what you run into. And you're going to see what I mean by that eventually. It's a really stressful game. But it's satisfying because it gives you the strategy and it's just good combat and it's good stuff. Should you remember anything that just happened right now? Like, no, they gave me that medicine. I just feel great. You know. Now, well, that's all that matters, Frater. It's just that's all that matters. I just feel kind of sore. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So. Okay. So now, kind of wandering around here, trying to get. Try not to backtrack. I'm trying to like go, okay, let's see here. I'm like, okay, I think I haven't been here before. Also got to kind of check to make sure, there's nothing in these filing cabinets because, that's important stuff. I'll let you know if you're a person who likes looting, you like you loot and treasure hunt and there's a mutant and I'm just using the nail board on him. And it does work, but there will be times, there's just times where you just want to conserve on ammo because you don't know if you're going to be facing a whole swarm of enemies, so you really need to have that kind of stuff. But, it got teleported behind me. That's always freaky. But, yeah. So I gotta go out. I gotta talk to Graves a bit here. Okay. Graves, what's going on out here? Well, Mr. Metric is saying that he's doing more. He's doing more R&D. He's developed R&D table over R&D. What is going on? And these cyborg robots with tasers, they're walking all around here. I I'm trying to guard the door, just make sure that uh, Mr. Matrick isn't going to break in and kill us all. uh, what was going on out there? I was in a wrestling match. That lunatic Pugapi Adams. Yeah, I'll let you know that the ambulance. He's in. They've already go ahead and sent him to the medical ward. He's clearly not well, Gregory Peck. Well, of course he's not well, you loony. He's a very very sick man. He does things to people. He's always had a way of people. And he doesn't think about things like. Of course, in Frater doesn't help. He belly crack because of Don Matrick, and now But it was crazy because he's doing commentary of Don Matrick. It's just, I guess he was just in such a different psychosis. That's the thing, is like psychosis is amazing. Well, you should know, Graves. You should know. Okay. Okay, so now this is where lessons are, where I think it's right around here. Um, Lessons start to be learned about decisions about where you go and what can happen, when you go the wrong way. Maybe it's not here. Well, I'll get back to you on that one. Okay, so what I mentioned was is that with Frater, he's had a big bump, because of that E3 presentation. So he what it is a lot of times psychosis is just attempts to cope with the mass amounts of mental pain and stuff, Graves. So what's going on is this Don Matrick guy. I mean, he's just I really hate to say this. What is it? Tell me so we can plan things out here. Webbs, he's turning us into Webbs, he's turning us into connects. Oh no! Because think about it, our eyes are technically cameras. Oh no! Oh no! You've exposed a major plot here. Oh no! Oh no! This is really bad. Oh, I wish Frater wasn't in the stadias right now. It's really weird because like when he's on that medicine, and he's playing the game, he's like, that's the Frater I've always known. And but man, when he's like, when we came to the studio, he was in sort of like a different character. I didn't even know who he was. He was the wrestling announcer guy, and he just was doing announcing with Don Matrick. Okay, so now here is where the shit is in the fan, and you're getting attacked by multiple people. So now you gotta kind of use your head here, and that's where you gotta use your weapons, your assault weapons. Unless you want to go completely crazy and go smack them. And I've seen people do that and been quite good at that. But you will take damage because you got to expose yourself to do so. And all right, now I know you think it's nuts, but I didn't put almost any points into. Well, there that shows you that sometimes when you um use your AP there, and I had forgotten what that mode is. When you're using your Pip Boy there, but basically you know the, I didn't put any points when it comes to guns, so I do just fine, as it is. So that's why it's best to put into your skills. And now there's a feral running. So this just gets crazier and crazier. But sometimes what happens is he's coming after me, so I'm going to switch to the nail board because to be honest with you, I don't want to waste ammo on him. I can handle him. I can take him down. So that's what you do, and that's the craziness of this game. This game is so crazy sometimes. You don't know really what's going on and who's going after you next, and that's fun. So, yeah, so we gotta really kind of watch ourselves here, Grave. So that Don Matrick, like he's taking advantage of the situation here. He's bad. Well, if you think about it, I mean, come on. I mean, think about it. He says that you are the controller. It sounds like something someone in a mental institute would say. Graves, that is what someone in a mental institute would say. That's something someone would say in a mental institute. That's insane. That doesn't make even sense. You are the controller. That doesn't make sense.
the controller in your hand is the controller, yeah, you do control. Now I'm starting to do it. You sure you don't want me to call Doctor? No, somebody here's got to be lucid here, not be fully medicated. If you and Frater are on that medicine now, and that's not good. That doesn't bode well for the future of the Power Glove Congress. We got to get the show back on the road here. Yeah, we can't. We got a lunatic out there with cyborgs with tasers. It's probably good that Frater is in his right mind, or else we'd probably be turned into connects. Maybe if we go out there and talk to Don Metric and well, I don't think there is much discussion with him. I think we're going to have to slow this down because actually, if we admit to him we know his plan to turn us into connects, that may actually be very dangerous for our well being. He may turn us off, if you know what I mean. And the idea is he's turning us into connects. I'm going to be plugged into an Xbox. Oh, no. Okay, so now what you're doing is you. This is really where you're. I do admit, actually, having some better gun skill probably would make this scene a little more less stupid. You know, because it's all about chances and percentages, and you're trying to shoot at the enemy. You're trying to nail this right, and if you have a low percentage, that sometimes it's just like there's a 51% chance of hitting this person, and you notice I don't even hit them once almost. Like that's so embarrassing. That's why really getting the nail board out, that's pretty much it. I pretty much said, okay, that's enough. This is making me look really bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and go whack, 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 and that's good. That's gonna, yeah. See right there, that was easy. That was quick. Sawed off shotguns. So that's the thing I love about There's so much. There's so much weapons, so much loot, and so many random possibilities. Random possibilities are great in games like this. Like you start off from the bottom. You don't even have anything. You just have a stick, and then you just get better and better and better and better, and that's what you want. That's what you want. So I'm really scared to even like go out there. Yes. We gotta tread carefully. Okay, Graves. I'm gonna go back with Frater. Well, I don't know. I'll let him. I'll let Frater's doing well. We gotta watch Don Matrick here. And okay. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. And always keep checking around the different boxes and containers and suitcases. You never know what's in there. What could be used towards your goals. Okay, I probably shouldn't have done that. That's probably not good for the YouTube algorithm. But this was a very violent game when it came out. It was a very violent game. So Gregory Peck and them, they're busy over there. They keep looking at the door. I don't even really understand that. But so did I gotta ask? I have some. I had a weird dream where I was doing wrestling commentary of Don Matrick. That was really strange. Very strange stuff. I really got to say that wow, that guy caused so much damage to the game industry back in this year. Phil Spencer would take over his position. I'm gonna let this is the perfect opportunity to me to talk about different fads in the gaming industry.
And a lot of I'm really held back, a lot of times with Peter Graves and Gregory Peck because they don't come from my timeline. It's not like, we're a bunch of people from 2022 talking about this stuff like time travelers. The reality is imagine if you're back in 2011 and you're with people who are living at that time, like they're seeing things the first time that they don't, maybe they get a general premise that this is bad, but you need to understand that basically there's a lot of fads both companies did. And it's interesting to go back to this time as a time traveler to to really see the madness, because you know the results. You know what is going to work. What is going to be an absolute abysmal failure. And in the case of like the one of them I'm going to just talk about is the 3D craze. In 2010 to about 2011, everybody got back into 3D. And now what you're talking about, you need to understand back in my dad's age, back in you know, time, what people used to do to create 3D technology is simply to make your eyes cross-eyed. And what they would do is they would say, like, make a comic book. I used to have a Star Wars comic that was 3D. They came with 3D glasses. And so what they would do is they would have the ink be in red and blue together. So what that would do is that would make your eyes kind of go cross-eyed with when you put on these glasses, and it would match the colors together, with what the glasses you have, and it would make the picture actually kind of come out at you. It was really a cool effect, actually, but it's a gimmick. It's not something you do for hours on end because you'll get sick. I knew a person who did get one of those 3D TVs that they were promoting at that E3 thing, and they were playing like that one PS3 game. Was it like a it was a racing game, like Apocalypse game or something. I can't even remember the name anymore, even though those games were actually pretty good. But it, it had a mode in it where if you had a 3D TV, it would be in 3D mode. And they said they played about 20 minutes of it and had to run out of the house because they were ready to throw up. So I don't know about you, but I mean, when your company's making out stuff that can actually physically make your clients ill, that just shows the insanity of the human race. So basically, what it is um so the 3D TVs, they were pushing these 3D TVs. And then, of course, you would think, well, at least Nintendo. Nope, nope, nope. Nintendo got into it too, because if you have a 3DS, your 3DS has a 3D Switch, and the 3D is really good. I mean, I was actually very impressed by it because I was like, wow, you don't need glasses with this. It actually, but you have to understand, it's the cross-side thing again. The the thing that's sad is if somebody only has one eye, and some people do. Some people only have one eye, and so basically, what it is they don't get that 3D effect. So the 3D the 3D fad was a real thing back then. So then you got the PlayStation Move. I I had to play pretend during that whole thing, like, oh, well, yeah, I'll probably get it, and like, of course, I was lying. Of course, I'm not going to get it for this show, but I but back in the real 2011, I did. I actually did pre-order it, and I did have the PlayStation Move. I had Sports Champions. I had this karate game thing where you're going down a hill, and that was kind of fun. And really, the whole thing was actually pretty fun. Actually, I really don't have much complaint. But the problem is it it really I think PlayStation Move was generally considered a failure. Like I think at first it I would assume it actually was yeah, well actually oh wait a second here. Let me look that up. Let's see. Before I say something. Okay, so really why the PlayStation Move was a failure was because Sony doesn't handle aging products well. They don't handle anything aging well because they see everything as like, you know, whatever the new project is, that's the thing they support. So, but where PlayStation Move did get lucky is they got lucky because when they got into the VR, they were able to use those controllers as to be part of the VR system, and it was actually a success with that. And I was kind of go with about fads and stuff, and there's the whole VR thing, and I don't know. I mean, I can't. I'm not gonna say like, oh well, that was a failure. No, but I would say more the Oculus Rift and all that is more of a success. That it is actually a thing. But as far as though is VR a necessity though? Is that a necessity for a player? And I would still argue that just a controller and a box is even in 2022 that's going to still be the truth, but these companies that they can't like do that, because that's too easy. They they need to keep moving forward, and they need to keep making these gimmicks that's just part of their existence. And it was weird because I always used to see Sony as the good guy, especially after um the problems of the PS3. They had a change of attitude, and that was a really good change of attitude. What you're going to see is Gregor Peck and Peter Graves don't know is that basically they're going to create PlayStation Plus. They're going to give free games away. It's like so that you're subscribed to it, they give you a free game. This system though is going to turn bad because what is going to happen is when you get the free game, you only have access to it while you have membership. So that's not going to be any good. But there was actually a short time with them and Xbox Live where they would give a free game part of your subscription. That was yours. I mean, there's actually some games I have in my Xbox collection that are a result of that, and I still own them. You know, so unfortunately, I don't have access to some of my old accounts, like on my Sony accounts and stuff like that. I got into some confusions with that where I just lost passwords, and Sony doesn't really have a very good system to help you to get regain old accounts, so you just got to move on. And it's just I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Sony nowadays. I mean, when I wasn't, whatever. Back to 2011 because that's where I live right now. I live in 2011, and playing Fallout 3 here. It's just good to get back to the basics here. And but like the Kinect thing, that I think the Kinect was far worse than the PlayStation Move. PlayStation Move is a better version of the Nintendo Wii. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sports Champions was quite fun, and like I said, the biggest problem why it failed wasn't because of the initial launch. I don't know really what if the initial launch was successful or not. I'm sure it was just fine, but the problem is they don't do well with keeping up. They should have created a major first party title for it after that, but they just didn't, and I just hit a mine. So I gotta load. Right now, I'm just kind of low on everything as far as like meds and stuff in this game. So I gotta kind of know when to reload or whatever if I hit a trap. So I just so so really, PlayStation Move wasn't that bad, but it was it, I there's still a part of me that doesn't like it because I don't like it because it was trying it was it was trying to rip off the Nintendo Wii. Even though it was better technology, it was trying to rip it off. So I really didn't like that, but at the time, new toys, so I went with it, and of course you don't end up really going with it for very long. Okay, so now what's going on in the game is this part I was talking about. If I is it here? I think it's here. That no, no, I don't think it's here, but there's actually a pack of wild dogs. No, I don't think it's right here. There's a pack of wild dogs and they just wrecked me. Like it didn't even matter what weapon I had. I was just in trouble. Like I literally had to go the other way. Luckily for me, oh wow, the centaur. Luckily the centaur was actually very easy to kill. He wasn't that bad. I was expecting him to be like pretty brutal, and he wasn't that bad. And of course, don't forget, centaurs are the worst enemies of the super mutants. Super mutants hate centaurs. I love the super mutant radio station they had in New Vegas. That was absolutely hilarious. Fortunately, I had to avoid copyright um, issues. I had to keep the radio off when I was streaming this because I just couldn't have you know the copyright issues. It's so like I was saying, the Connect was just far worse, because then you're just doing jumping jacks to play video games, and I never actually bought a Connect. I had a launch Xbox One, so I know from personal experience what that was all like, and the Xbox One was sort of like the last hurrah of all that. It was sort of like, but when it crashed, when it barely, I mean, I can't even remember what the sales numbers were, but like in Japan, they barely sold like 15, I think, or only like 1,000. I mean, it was abysmal. And the PlayStation 4, of course, was an extremely popular console to the point that the Xbox was so insignificant that when Phil Spencer took over, that's a lot of times that's the best time for a game company is to be the underdog because usually they're forced to actually pay attention to their hardcore gamers. When they get overly successful, like in 2022, Sony has actually become the Don Matrick version of Sony. I know like the people in 2011 would like if there was some way you could time travel to that audience and tell them that they wouldn't believe it. They say Sony's on a roll. They're really improving with the PS3 and now they're you know with the PS4 and it's like no, you don't understand. It's just change of management, guys. Uh, Jack Trent, I think that was the person who was in charge of things back then with the PS3 and Sony, and he was a lot better guy. He was just a lot better guy, and they they just pick up on their audience better. when you get these super corporate types, they don't they're very shallow sometimes. They only respond to what their stockholders want. They're, if you're not a stockholder, guys, you're really not. They can't really hear or see you. You know, it's so. So then the Xbox One was really where, they learned, yeah, we got to go back to making nice, big, super big consoles that play video games with nice graphics, and that's how we do it. But unfortunately, in the timeline you guys are seeing this video, which is 2022, you have a thing called microtransactions, and that has actually gone to a level that is beyond anything of 2011. I mean, although those problems are beginning in this timeline, like first off, you have EA and its Ultimate Teams that really began around this time. I think it was 2010 when that started, or 2008. I can't remember. But you can track when the Ultimate Team started. That's when these companies realized, oh my God, we made billions of dollars off of this. We've been working on games like Fallout 3. Fallout 3, when we could have just been making a game where you buy these upgrades with your own physical money. What were you thinking? And here's the thing that's sad is, in your timeline, guys, you got a game called Diablo Immortal. And literally, it might as well be just a freaking credit card or something, you know? It might as well, you might as well just sell a freaking credit card at that rate, you know? I mean, you might as well just like, I mean, instead of just buying it, you just put your credit card in and just start charging the hell out of it, you know? And that's just pretty much the future. And I mean, even some of the companies we used to think were the best companies, they're just, it's like they've, they've eaten the apple of that sin and they just become that machine. And so, and then of course, I was talking about fads, and but then there's a VR fad, and I said all that, so it's just kind of a kick to be back here and just to watch these fads, and you already know what happens. So it's one of these few times I can actually talk kind of out of character a little bit, not be like, oh yeah, guys, it's 2011, connect. And I remember when I got the Xbox One, and I had the Kinect hooked up, and there was actually a time you had to have the Kinect plugged in. The system wouldn't work, and what happened was they were failing so hard with it. Even though they had Don Matrick, they were still trying to trying to pull away from it. Like they were kind of like trying to keep some of it, but they were trying to pull it quickly out because they were just embarrassed. They were so embarrassed by the sales numbers that they realized, like, that's how you hurt them. That's how you hurt these companies. You just don't buy their stuff, and you watch, they will do an about face, and that's exactly what they did. They literally did a 360. They literally did an about face, and they were trying hard to patch the hell of this console to turn it into a normal video game console. And it was really funny because people used to do things like there used to be an HDMI in and an HDMI out. And you would go, why is there an HDMI out? I mean, no, why is there an HDMI in? HDMI out goes for the TV set, as you know. Why is there two of these? And it's because you hook it to your cable box. You hook it to your cable box. Now, I have a a cable company has never had that as a feature in their cable boxes. Even the one I have right here, which is a tiny little box to my TV set, it does not have any HDMI places. So I can't, even if I have an old Xbox One, with a Kinect and everything, mostly as a collector's kind of thing, because the whole thing fascinated me. Like, they made it look like a VCR, because what they were trying to do is go back in time to like the 1980s and 1970s, because they must have thought to themselves, we got to make this thing not look like a video game console. We need to make it look like an old appliance. We need to make it look like a VCR. We need to make it look like a big old appliance. And like, I, I have to say, I would love to just see Don Matrick's head. Like, he must have, he, I'm sure not all of it was him. I mean, but whoever it was, they just. So right here, I'm just trying to figure out where to go. Sometimes it just happens. You get lost. Luckily, I got this minigun, so that's gonna pay off. But that didn't even help with those dogs I mentioned. Okay, so so I mentioned they turned it to make it look like a VCR. That was so weird. And so the thing was all very fascinating to me, because, but it was not the console I loved. It wasn't. You need to understand, the Xbox 360 actually got me back into gaming at one point. And and when it, it just, you know, they had betrayed the gamers. They had betrayed all of us. We were not their audience. They were trying to go, so because the Nintendo had captured the biggest amount of customers in the history of the industry with just casuals, and they were like looking at us like we were just like these trolls, these ogres, and then they were embarrassed by us. They were like, we don't want you anymore. We want grandmas to play our stuff. We don't want you anymore. We're gonna try everything we can. We're gonna turn the next console into a cable TV box. Like you would say, like, Connect. I want to watch channel 6, and it turns to channel 6. They literally had a split screen thing where you can open up the split screen. You would be playing like Skyrim, and then like on I don't know, like well, Skyrim didn't come out right away on that, but so you would have it hooked up to the TV, and then, oh my god, they had like you split the screen all different ways just so you can like watch TV in the corner. Like, why would you watch TV in the corner while you're playing a video game? Like like what kind of autism is that? that oh that's like the that's some Asperger's right there. That's like why would you care? And it's like, but a part of it was like certain kinds of madness like attracts things to me like that. It's like the Sega CD. The Sega CD was like an abysmal failure, and yet I couldn't help to be attracted to that, because it was like, whoa, like what were they trying to do? I can't help to investigate. It's just grifting, and that's when you learn everyone's a grifter, and they like to grift, and they do stupid stuff, and it's like it's fun to investigate it. And then so then basically, and for, I mean, a while, I mean, I remember when I first got the Xbox One, like you can do all the voice commands and stuff, and of course, I never was very comfortable with that, because I'm usually a very quiet person. I don't really like to talk to people. So, like, you'd think I want to talk to an appliance, you know, like Xbox, turn on my console, Xbox, turn off my console. It was funny. I kind of do that for a little bit, because I thought that was kind of neat. You know, they were turning your console into, like an Alexa, an early Alexa, and it's so stupid. And there's reasons why. They've only like kind of kept some elements of that. Really, they kind of, even Windows 10. They'll have like, you can talk to, like Siri and all that. Or what's her name from Halo? I forgot her name. But I don't even think anybody ever uses that feature. I mean, some people like that. They like the idea of opening their phone up and like everyone's phone has a feature like that. Like I have a Samsung, so yeah, but oh, Gregory Peck's coming back over. Okay, Frater, so how's the game going? It's going good. Um, going through here. Just kind of taking my time, trying to get weapons, and well, keep an eye open for any stim packs and health items. Oh, that's good. Got a little situation, but it's under control. Don't worry about it. Don't get stressed out. And Dr. Quimby's got some, special, people ready to talk to you. All those people are very nice, Gregory Peck. They give me Kool-Aid in a sippy cup and all that, and it really calms me down. It's really good. That's good. That's good, Frater. But now, oh boy, what is that? What is that monster? It's a vicious dog. Now this is where things are gonna go bad here. This is where things are gonna go real bad, real quick. We're gonna. Oh my god! We're being piled up on. What's going on? Yeah, this is not good. Not good, man. This is a book hunt, man. Yeah, this is where the whole game goes wrong, pretty much. This is where you gotta start learning. You gotta uh that you gotta. Sometimes it's better to take the road less traveled. Is try to. It's best to just go in the other direction than to face that, because that is hard. And actually, in a lot of ways, you know, that's probably the reason they did that is probably because they don't want you to go that way yet. Probably once you get the power armor, that will give you the defenses to kind of fight these things off, because they really pack a punch. And you're using like a minigun on them, for crying out loud, Frater. You're really struggling to, and you can see just one of them it takes a lot of hits. So you can see if I'm getting piled up on like that, that there's just no way I can fight all that off. I don't have the armor to kind of handle that, and I think it's because that is an area you're not supposed to go. So what they want you to do is to go all the way around, so you can face all kinds of different experiences and stuff. So I try a different few things. I try an assault weapon. I try all kinds of. I mean, that's what the minigun, and I pretty much was like, well, what can I do, and that's when I decide, pretty quickly here, just to go the other way, and luckily that worked out for me. I'll show you right in DC now. Yep, right in DC. And I'm gonna see. I see a guy with a normal name. So at first you would think you would be tempted to shoot at this guy, and actually, in actual truth, I can see he's a normal guy. So I just decide, well, okay, well, if, I'll save. If he shoots at me, then I'll react. But he probably yeah. See, then he talks to you. So now you can't go up on the steps of the monument there because it's being guarded. So they tell you to take the dirt path, and you're going to talk to a guy. Of course, at first, I'm trying to figure out what does he mean by dirt path. He means this here. That doesn't lead to anything. So I end up going the other way, and that's where I talk to this guy. But actually, because my speech is high enough, it actually allowed me to level up because I was able to use my speech to get a deal with this guy. And I wasn't going to really do the quest or anything. It was just something I kind of found. And of course, I was very tempted to go up on the steps, but you know right here I'm like, oh, he probably means this right here. And it's this guy, and he's like a slaver. Yeah, so I did that, and I was able to level up. And leveling up in this game, that's like that, that's all that matters. like like right now, I wasn't interested in doing a quest for a slaver, but I mean, I was kind of like, well, anytime you have somewhere your skill level will actually go up if you take that option because you got the skill to get a positive reaction. So yeah, so he just tells you can't go in the memorial because his people are in control of that, and they don't put up with anybody outside of their group. So like I said, like I just keep pumping repair up because then if you get bigger weapons, you can then you find more of those. You can use the spare parts to repair everything. It's very wise to just keep pumping speech up because you never know when you run into somebody, you can actually get a favorable reaction out of them, and you can actually, you know, get a favorable reaction. And I know you'd say, "Why is your lock picking so poor?" And it's just there's so many things to pick that I just assume those are skills you would build up by yourself. And I think Fallout 3 does this better. They do the skills better, these skill traits better than in a little better, I think, in Fallout New Vegas. But maybe it's about the same. I don't know. Been a while since I've played that one. Well, Gregory Peck is about almost time for the end of the show here, and we'll have another out. Okay, Frater, they're all set free, all right? Okay, I like the nice people in the white coats. They make me feel nice at home.
That's good, Frater. That's real good. Oh boy. We'll be back, folks, next show.